All right, so we back at it since we was rudely interrupted by technology and the fact that nothing is as immortal as us. I wish I need an immortal battery outside of myself. But no, so, Source Nectar, what's a perfect day for you?
What's a perfect day?
Yeah, what's a perfect day?
It's not, okay, a perfect day.
Yeah.
I wake up with the sun, and then I meditate, because it's really essential to start your day off.
That armor, put that armor on.
Making a choice on how you want your day to go, taking time to get silent, and then like have a morning routine, like tea, herbs, things, and then movement, because it gets me going. So working out or yoga or something. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Have to get a lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Preferably nude.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
Yeah. No.
If you can do that. And then, honestly, I just love interacting with other people. I like to learn every day, so I read. Spending time in nature. Like, honestly, a perfect day would be to be able to wake up and have that routine, take care of myself, and then spend time in nature, be with people I love.
Yeah. Simple, right?
Simple.
Yeah, pure.
Feel good.
Pure
have
stuff.
Energy,
Basic,
clarity of mind, like
pure patterns.
Wanting to do the things that take care of me.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of day. Cause like there's some days when you wake up and you're like, I don't really want to meditate right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But like, I guess the best day would be those days when you wake up and you're like, I want to do all these things that are really beneficial for me, and that I'm just gonna feel my energy raise even more.
But I feel like from my experience, it's probably the same for you. Like as you do it, it's like with anything, I guess. Like whether when you might dread going to the gym, but then once you do it, you're like, I needed to arrange my day and do that. Like, and that's definitely the case for me with meditation. I feel like it's like the practicing eternity thing. Like every time I get into a groove of pure patterns like that, like what you're saying, and I'm meditating consistently, then I can go to another place on the planet and meditate, and I get so relaxed into it that I'll forget that where I'm at, because that state of relaxation is the place rather than the physical place. Yeah. So definitely, yeah. So what would be your idea of a perfect life then?
Oh wow.
Yeah, going in.
This is like a charge. These are crazy questions.
Yeah. We only got 4 gigs, so we got to get these in.
All right. Oh my God. Community.
Perfect life.
Like, it has to have like a community, like somewhere where fruit is abundant.
Serving the greater good.
The people are coming together. We're becoming self-reliant, self-sustainable. Grow your own food. Interact with the earth all the time. Like, where you get to respect your cycles.
If I say it requires a lot of respect.
Like it has to have like respect between people, trades between people, bartering, skills, practice is number one. But like abundant fruit, abundant sunshine, clean air,
experiencing the Tao,
nature, people you love. I just want to see everyone do better. Like I want everyone to feel good. Like that's been my number one thing. Is everyone deserves that. It's your birthright to feel healthy and vital. And
the way you
came here for a purpose. Yeah, like you came here for a purpose, and you're not going to be able to fill it completely unless you're taking care of yourself, because your ability to express yourself is limited, and you don't even know it. You feel it. That's why you feel so bad, but like you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've never known health. So like me, every day that I feel healthier, I'm like, psh, I've never felt as good before. The next day, I never felt as good before.
Yeah,
like,
so
I feel better than all the days.
Yeah, definitely. Can't even compare it. So it's like 2 different lifetimes. So what's your favorite exercise though? Like, as far as like, something that you could continually do maybe that doesn't beat up on you, but you enjoy it? I don't know, you got anything like that you do?
I don't know, because I just like weight training right now.
Okay, so that's what you're into right now.
I really like weight training. Some people aren't going to be into that. It gets my fire going. Like if I don't do that, I can be pretty lethargic. So that's another thing. Like even if I'm healthy, like if I don't wake up and balance my fire of like getting adrenaline and getting my blood moving and getting my muscles flowing, then like I still can be pretty chill throughout the day and like never reach that peak of clarity, because as I say, like a body that's seldom fully in motion is seldom fully at rest. So like your body was made to be utilized completely.
to do things completely. Yeah, like
completely.
if
you are capable of a lot more than you think you are.
Yeah, is it time for being behind and a time for being ahead and all that? Yeah, I get it. So you be at the gym?
Yeah, I like to go to the gym in the morning. I figured out that's for me. Like some people probably at nighttime.
So.
But I go in the morning.
You looking for a swole mate or
What?
a swole mate? Somebody to go to the gym with?
No, I like to work out by myself. Okay. I was going with my roommate and I learned a lot about certain exercises, but I don't like to talk and waste time there because it's like a meditation. You get really into it. You're breathing. If you're breathing properly, you're not talking to people.
Yeah, you're in rhythm.
If you're talking to people, you're not breathing properly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you're half-assing something.
I don't need conversation. I'm at the gym.
Yeah, it's okay.
So no.
Yeah, the gym is like the club for a lot of people, you know. So
that is true.
Yeah.
They look at me and I just don't.
Okay. All right.
It's like older people. I'm like, unless you have like a cool thing to show me.
So what do you like to see then? I'm about to say, what do you like to see then? What do you look for then?
If people
in a soulmate or otherwise?
I don't know, man. Consistency. If they're there all the time. I respect that. If they take care of themselves, you know. But the thing with that is like a lot of people talk like. Maybe I don't want to soulmate because a lot of them talk to me, but they're like still doing all the other stuff that is terrible for you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like you really know how to work your body, but like you're destroying yourself everywhere else in life.
Yeah, because swelling is the first symptom of disease.
I speak more to the women that work out because it's like they can actually help me.
Yeah, but I mean, like
their bodies are different.
But like you would ideally, I mean, would you like to work out with the person that's your significant other, or would you? I guess mixed maybe sometimes not.
I feel like it depends on what the energy of the day was. Like it would be cool maybe on leg day and stuff where or like chest, like if I'm trying to do something hard and I don't have a spot ever is the only thing. So like there's only
stuff like that.
If I want to go super
hardcore, you could risk it.
Like
just risk
you could risk it with people. You could like have someone that be like, no, you should. Or like they pump you up. They're like, yeah, you could get that squat today. Like.
So who inspired you as far as not just the gym but everything in general? Like and like any books, music, or like physical examples and in general, like not just living, dead. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Any inspirations?
Okay.
Change the speed on you.
Morse.
Change the speed on you.
Yeah,
okay?
you changed everything right now. Dr. Sebi, Dr. Morse. Honestly, like all the random people that when I looked up like how to heal IBS and like looked up veganism and stuff, they have their own websites about like I healed myself because it's that crazy it's that hard to find people like scholarly articles about it.
Like peer review.
So people like go and make their own website like I healed my own cancer. Like all those people that went out there and did the things and then like went on the internet and shared how
organic expressions.
Yeah, like those people, like shout out to all of them because they inspired me to leap because you would never know because nobody talks about it. But when you go in and if I'm going on the internet and I see website after website of like people that took time
candid testimonies
to go testify on their own behalf, I'm gonna trust those people more than I trust like, oh, this study was funded by the dairy industry.
Yeah, truly, right? Yeah, because it's
which nobody looks at who funded it. But yeah, so those people are dope. I have a friend like Samps. He's really cool. He was doing raw vegan like before I knew about people like you or anything that were also doing it. So he was like fruitarian raw vegan, and then I got on Instagram. There's a huge community on Instagram that also helps to just be able to see like all over the world and all these different countries, people are coming to veganism, raw veganism, and fruit or whatever levels they want to try it at that works for them. And
as a conclusion in health.
This has brought me to my pinnacle so far. Yeah. And the thing is that it's always every day is so far. Because you can go farther.
Yeah. No,
and Dr. Morris, I studied under him, that was great. I met a lot of cool people through that, so like all the people I met there also inspire me.
So how did you so I guess you just social media is how you found people. That's how you found me, I guess. So
that's how you found me. Whatever.
So I'm saying the chain reactions though. Like I don't know, I feel like people find me all the time. I know people probably reach out to you all the time, and don't you feel like it's like I don't know if you want to say divine alignment. I don't want to be cheesy, but you know, this vegan
like
cheesy.
The web.
Yeah. So, but no, cheesy. But I mean like as far as like this reality kind of being dreams in slow motion, more so my sentiment. Whereas like you kind of already met in some level, some layer, or whatever you want to call it, astral or define it some way like that, and then social media is a little bit denser.
It makes it crazy because you meet. I feel like you just meet all the people that you're supposed to meet that you never would have seen in physical, unless it existed. But then again, like, is that even a real line? Because would that possibility even exist since we live in the time of social media? It's like, well, yeah.
But nothing is at random. I don't feel.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like. So what I just said was I feel like it's cool because it might have not happened, but then I was like, I don't think that's actually a possibility because this is how we live, is we have social media, so it was clearly meant to happen. It just makes connections seem way crazier. I think it's amazing. It brings
monitored.
It brings a lot of people together that like need to work together. Like,
it's a gift and a curse. Yeah.
It's a tool, right? So it's like how you use
everything in life is a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? Really, in a sense, right? I mean,
it's just how you use the tool. Like, it can become addicting, or you could actually strategically use it.
So you've seen
reach people.
Yeah, definitely. So you've seen the world changing as you changed, or did you see it changing before you changed, and then you were like, oh, I see. You know, what I mean, this is the way things is flowing. I'm not gonna stay stuck on stupid.
I just always am changing. Like, I'm always like, there's another level.
So do you have a plan, like a 5, 10 year, 20 year plan, or?
Not right now, because right now my life's been changing so rapidly.
So
like, ever since I did it, everything just changed so rapidly. Like, I was only vegan for like a year, and then I'm like, oh, I can't do this 9 to 5 stuff. I'm gonna quit, and I just like went to Miami, and then
massive transitions.
And then now I moved to Colorado, like not even a year later. So I'm kind of just seeing where life takes me. Like, I didn't, because if you would have asked me that a couple years ago, I wouldn't have even known that any of this would be happening. All I really know is that I'm going to be building a community with people. Like, as much as I have a presence on the internet, it's all about the work that you do in person. That's the work.
Real connection.
That's the work. It's getting out there and helping people. It's
Everyday
getting out there and talking to your community. Because, like, advocating on the internet is amazing.
So it's
fantastic.
That's what brings the most
fulfillment. But you need to do stuff. Like,
definitely.
You need to go do things.
Yeah,
and, like,
actively and
build
passively.
on your trades and build on your skills, because we need to be ready to just be a community.
Yeah.
Like, we just need to be ready.
And have the true interdependence instead of the codependence. You know, at this point, people are codependent instead of interdependent.
Yeah.
You know, and like to where all the expressions are appreciated and by appreciating themselves. You know, and then you appreciate the more you appreciate, You know.
That's why I think it's amazing, because to build a community, you don't have to be a master of all trades. Like, everybody needs to be good at one thing, like specialize in like a couple things.
Yeah.
And then through the internet and things, you could probably like, okay, I need an herbalist. Found an herbalist from my community. You know, like now I need someone that knows how to grow food. Found someone that knows how to
German.
Yeah, like
whatever.
Or like
whatever.
shaman type vibe, like holistic health, like all the things.
It's always
Trade
something.
knows how to build structures. You know, like you need all of these things. Irrigation.
Yeah.
So that's why I think social media is like extremely important right now, and that's what we need to be using it for more so than anything else. Like, yes, it's exposure and sharing information, but it's also like connecting people and getting that to come into fruition in reality, in physical reality, because we can now build communities with knowing that many people. Because like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I can't start the community, I don't have anybody to build.
I'm an anarchist, and I feel like the only government is universal law, but I know people still believe in the government, like they believe in Santa Claus. So I mean, that's just me. So I know it's a lot of fear that goes into people taking that leap of being like, they don't want to get caught up in a Jonestown thing. I know a lot of people say that you drank the Kool-Aid type thing, like just because you want to be healthy in a group.
It's not that though. Yeah. It's more like, the more I get into the health thing and the more I talk to the people that are involved in it, they're just the nicest people I've ever met. Like, they care about, because once you start caring for yourself, you care about other people.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't think it's possible to truly care about other people if you're not taking care of yourself. Like, I was trying.
Yeah, your care is just misplaced.
Yeah, like, is that even? Yeah, you just, so all of these people that I mean, like, they're getting clear on who they are, and by doing that, they shine so bright and they impact so many people. Like, the ripple effect is insane.
They're great reference points.
So, like, by healing yourself, you heal a collective.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Sure. There's no separation.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Even those little things that like you don't even know.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's the small.
Like, if you just start breathing every day, if you just start drinking only water.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It seems small, but that's huge, though. You know, that's
if you just meditate when you get mad instead of yelling at someone.
Or just finish your breath too. It might just be 1 or 3 breaths that you might need to get, and then you can. Because I know people like not gonna go zen from total anger.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But you know what I mean.
There's steps, but just know that each one matters to the entirety of how everything is playing out.
So, what brings you the most fulfillment or contentment, or what is love to you, and how do you embody that?
Okay, what brings me the most fulfillment and contentment? I was gonna say making people laugh, but
yeah, I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian one day.
To feel good. That has its own ups and downs though, because I had to learn what being empathetic is and how to not
so how do you
take on other people's stuff by me trying to make them feel better. Then I just absorb their stuff. So that took a while. That's a whole other thing.
How you deal with people's hate then?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that
much. I don't deal with
yet.
it. They deal with it.
I haven't gotten that much yet. Yeah, it's not my problem. So if someone hates me, it used to upset. If someone's expressed negatively towards me, it used to upset me, and I used to have a thing where it's look, I've done a lot of research. The way that you're speaking to me about this, sounds like one of us has done a lot of research.
Yeah. I mean.
But also, I respect people, so I'm just gonna leave them where they are. It's not worth it for me to. I don't need to be right. I really don't. I had to let that shit go, really fast into being whatever people want to listen to me. But I had to let that go because it doesn't get anywhere, especially from psych. I know that once you engage with people and they're already in that state, they're just defensive. You're not gonna get through to them.
Yeah.
We're looking at things from a completely different paradigm. So. Yeah. Unless you're somewhere near my paradigm, you're not gonna come join me and see from here. So it's just I think different than you, and that's okay. I respectfully disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't.
You can hate me. They're oh, that stupid fruit dye doesn't work, and I'm well, it worked for me. So honestly, maybe it won't work for you, and definitely not with that mindset. So in your reality, it doesn't work. That's okay.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Over here, it works.
That's
how I deal with it now.
That's
just
what I mean.
I hope you find out what works for you. I hope you find healing. It doesn't have to involve me. It could be absolutely the opposite of what I believe to be true, but I want you to feel better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's automatic. You just keep it basic. I already know. If you hate in any way, you have a conditional love for yourself. So I gotta have compassion for that. I've been there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I know how that is, and you know what I mean. And I might be there again one day in a moment. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know. I feel that's definitely no longer absorbing it and holding on to people's hate. It's just.
Now I'm gonna be the one that does the thing.
Yeah, check it. Is it still rolling?
Yeah.
We're still rolling.
That's surprising.
So what hurt you the most in this lifetime?
I never answered the thing about love.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
But.
Yeah.
So love for me has become neutrality more than anything else. It's not obsession. It's not really enjoying something.
Disattachment.
It's more just reverence is a good way to explain. Just honoring and respecting that something's alive.
Yeah.
That exists. I exist. We exist. We're made of the same thing. Because that's the only way that it could be. It's either we're all the same thing or we're not, or we're all different stuff. So
Yeah, and it was all placed.
Yeah. So it's we're all in this together. We're all tapped in, tuned in together. And so it used to be of the attachment, and just very recently I've been breaking down all of those preconceived notions of what love is to find out that it's more so just letting people exist how they exist and loving them as perfect. The Tao.
Yeah.
You think the world's not perfect, and that's the issue. Because you're always gonna find something. Yeah. And so honestly, it's just honoring life in itself.
Yeah.
It became way less charged of a word. Love is just is.
Yeah, if people just didn't live in absolutes, I feel it'd be a little bit better. If people looked at it more so maybe the world's not perfect from this view, but it might be from a different view. Instead of holding on to these absolutes all the time, I feel absolutes are kind of the biggest opponent to love. Yeah. They create boundary, and love is opposite to boundary. Really, so
exactly. Yeah. So it's all the things I thought love was.
What'd you think love was?
Well, we think it's I think it's Ram Dass who uses. No, it's Eckhart Tolle, and he uses the example of love is sunshine, in the fact that it shines on everything all the time. It does not discriminate. Nothing is special. Nothing gets more than anything else.
Or everything is special. So
everything
so
is
nothing
the
is
same
special.
level of special, so nothing is special. It's
Yeah.
just neutral, and it just
Yeah.
gives all. It just gives itself. It doesn't ask. It doesn't need you to be a certain type of way. It just blesses the earth with the sun, with the sunshine.
Yeah.
And I thought that's like the best way to explain it. Is that we want it to be special, and we've been taught for so long that that's how it's supposed to be, and that it's outside of us, and that we need to be getting a constant supply of it from other people.
Yeah.
That it just
like it's a
the
tangible
whole
thing.
Like it's a thing that
Yeah.
like you can lose. That's
Yeah.
the thing. If you think you can
Yeah.
lose it, there's an issue. You can't lose that. Like
Yeah.
what can you lose in reality like at all?
Yeah.
Because you don't even have anything.
Like it's a crazy paradox because you're like
you don't have anything and you are everything.
Yeah.
So how can you lose something?
Yeah, it's a crazy paradox too
think
because
about that one.
yeah.
There's like I don't know.
Nah, it'll marinate in the
Good.
right minds. But the paradox of like, I'm not in love, love isn't me. It's kind of both two-way street, like, because you can be in the circumference of love in the sense of like in an external way and then from the inside out too, you know. And like, I feel like it's like the presence of love inside you more than anything, you know. If that's not present, then you like love. Life ain't got no love in it and stuff.
Love is being in alignment with yourself and being a clear vessel, basically.
And creation is alignment.
Other people become a method to bring you into better alignment with yourself because you stop blocking yourself.
Yeah.
You start receiving, you start giving, and you probably take better care of yourself when you're in love. Like you do pay attention to more things. Things look better. You go outside more. Like you sing and you dance. Like you're taking care of yourself. This person is a method of you becoming that version of yourself. You're in love with yourself.
Yeah.
You're in love with yourself.
This idea.
At that level.
This idea of yourself.
This idea of
Because you'll never
you
know your infinity.
Yeah.
You can't know it. You know what I mean? So it's like this idea of yourself is what you.
And then we get upset because the person goes and does something, and we think they're the only way that we can get there. But they were just the method. There's lots of methods. Breathing is one of them. Meditation.
Many Tao's. Many Tao's to the Tao.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what would you say, like, what blocked you the most? Like, what blockages you had to get out of your life, obstructions internally and externally? And, like, what hurt you the most? Or what did you think hurt? Because sometimes I feel like stuff don't hurt and you just, like, make it, like, it's like if somebody pulled the Band-Aid off and you're like a kid and you're like, it's still, like, acting like it hurt after the Band-Aid's been ripped off, you know, the pain came and went, you know, and you had to take the Band-Aid off type thing. I feel like that happens a lot. Sometimes.
I feel like.
I don't know.
It's, okay, so that's a good point. Like, I thought.
Go on, I'm gonna check it.
Is it?
Yeah.
You messed it up, though.
Nah, go ahead, though. Talk, though.
You changed the whole thing. You're hilarious.
Yeah. You in it. Go ahead, though. So, what was you saying? These videos is changing people's lives, sort of like that.
The thing that
blocked you and hurt
blocked
you
me the most was my own self and the way I thought about myself.
Yeah.
I judged myself a lot. It's just programmed into us so hard, man. Like, I'm still dealing with it, but at least now I can check it like, oh, that's just an opinion. I don't even think that opinion. It just popped up because of, like, years of other stuff, but basically...
So you overcame it by just realizing, like, I'm doing this to myself.
It took a long time to overcome it.
Yeah.
Just, like, constantly looking at my body, trying to gauge if I'm healing based on how my body looks, and, like, just judging myself, like, if I cheated or, like, ate something processed, and then I'd be like, oh my god, and I'd be, like, guilty and shameful. Just so many ways in which we judge ourselves all the time. Like, talk to yourself how you talk to your best friend. Like, I talk to my best friend so nice, and then it'd be like, I do the same thing, and I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, right? You gotta think
and
about
then
your
I'd be
star
like,
player, right? I mean...
hurting my own heart. So, like, that's still something I'm going through. Like, because it's just the mind, man.
To me, it's like different ways to trick yourself into pride. Like, pride is so sexy, whether it be shame or lust or whatever it is, the carnal satisfaction of, like, feeling separation. Like, that feeling of, like, I can decipher this from that. This gives me comfort because I give it boundary. Like, that's like all these various forms of pride, whether they be shame or...
And it's like just finding new ways to stifle yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're tripping yourself up. You know what I mean? So obviously you separated somewhere. Some separation has to be happening. You're creating separation to trip yourself up.
Yeah, like the biggest block, I guess. Yeah, so hand in hand with that is the like giving faith and belief into the thought that like something outside of me is what's causing these things.
So you blocked you the most and hurt you the most.
Yeah, like so that's the root of all of it. Is to then even be like, oh, it's IBS. Like it's like no, it's still honestly how I process my emotions and like if I'm taking care of myself. It's not this thing outside of me. It's not the other people that are blocking me. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So okay. Yeah. And then on the topic of people, like what attracts you to people and what repels you from people?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are strong words.
Yeah. What attracts and what repels? For Source Nectar, specifically, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, I really, I'm very fond of kind people. People that just live through their heart.
Yeah.
Like all the people that are like really important in my life, they're very kind. They hold space for people. They respect them. They treat them like an equal. Even if, like, you don't agree with someone.
Yeah.
It's just like basic human goodness, which we all have, which is another thing we forget, I think.
Yeah.
We all have that goodness. So just like being polite, being kind, genuinely caring about other people, like you can tell. You can like feel it in people's aura.
Yeah.
So
simple stuff.
Simple stuff, funny people, people that like, take care of themselves, like wanna.
So physically, the physical expression.
Physical expression. Like, physically, what?
It's gotta be like tied into it though. Your energy, your energetic expression gotta be tied into your like.
Well, I have
aesthetics.
to be attracted to the physical. I don't know. That's the whole other thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think I could be with someone that I'm not.
Nah.
That's not aesthetically pleasing for me personally. And with that
said, true.
Yeah, because I feel like people all have their different.
Everyone's different.
Beauty, you know what I mean, or what you want to call beauty.
Things that repel me. Anger.
Yeah.
Just like lashing out at people, taking your pain out on other people. Pain, spreading pain. Which like I used to do that shit probably, but not that much. Like I was more like a depressed way of like blaming people versus like lashing out. But there's all levels of it. When you're in pain, you're gonna be expressing that to other people, and they're gonna be impacted. And it's very, very prominent nowadays. Like most interactions I see are that way. So it like sometimes it hurts my heart to see the way that people talk to each other and interact with each other. That's more of like that's like the way of repelling. It's like an aggressive type. It's like turbulent. Your aura is turbulent. Yeah. I don't want to be around you that long because you're kind of like bang, 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 and I'm over here like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't just avoid those people forever. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, like, does location matter for you? Like, have you seen any changes? Like, changes in location, does consciousness change with the place?
I would say that it does to an extent, but I also would just say like it's about how you are day to day because it's like who you interact with, right? Like who you actually cross paths with. So like in the area there could be people that aren't that cool, but I'm meeting cool people. Like just the other day, like I was talking to someone in Colorado has a lot of nice people, and I said that like someone was like, oh, how do you like it? Like you just got here. I was like, yeah, everyone's really nice. Is something that I noticed, and they were like, And I was like, well, I don't know about you, man, but all the people that I meet are really nice. Yeah. So.
Exactly. Like I meet a lot of conscious people.
Exactly. That's so it's chill. So every time I move, I'm more conscious. So I don't know if it's just me, or maybe that's also why I moved. Colorado's pretty health conscious. I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, like to me, it lets me know that you can be physically somewhere, but like next to someone, but you're not in the same.
Not in the same.
Yeah, it's not even in the same field.
You're
really.
not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop a grenade on you. So does size matter?
Oh wow! Why is this a question?
I mean, I just figured we asked you because we all love you. So you know what I mean. The world might want to know if that's true. So you know what I mean. If you're a size queen, or like if chicks in general are size queens.
Okay, of course it matters. Who's gonna say it doesn't matter? But everyone likes different stuff. Like some people don't.
I mean, I know guys like bigger things too. I guess as far as women's features. So
that's just a whole other level of preference. And
I guess it's a little different as far as functioning.
As a woman, what matters more is emotions. do you like this person? Take care of yourself.
But would you be with somebody that was emotional homeostasis?
No, because it has to be the whole shebang, right? Like it has to be balanced. Okay. So I've been with people that have satisfied me physically and sexually like 100%, and then emotionally I was being berated, you know, like I was being manipulated, and like, you know, but I stayed for the other thing, and so then I had the flip side, like I've had before, where this person was like treated me like the nicest guy I've ever been with, like treated me the best I've ever had. We didn't date that long because we couldn't connect that way, and that's a way that you express your love to one another. Like that's truly what that is. And if you can't vibe on that level, then no matter the emotional aspect of it, for me, some people can still do that because they don't care that much about the sexual part. Let's just be real. For me, I believe in.
You wanted to be at least fully complimentary.
I believe you can have everything you want in that aspect. I believe you can have someone that emotionally takes care of you and reflects you. To actually, what it is takes care of themselves, and then can also, you guys can be like magnetized towards each other and satisfy each other that way. Yeah,
I definitely feel like sex is
like passion. Like I wouldn't be in it otherwise.
Yeah, I think sex is really healing, and it's funny, man. Like, you know, it's definitely a tool. Expectations ruin so much because you never know how you have sexual chemistry with, you know. Because I've been with females that like look like this is supposed to be what you would want or what other people would want.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this person is vacant in these other ways that I can't. I'm not gonna fill those voids, and it's not, you know, it's just not there for me. You know what I mean? Like the chemistry is just not there. But that's what I was saying too. Like I was talking about the other day. If you're with a female that is not like outwardly beautiful to the public, I feel like other females judge you. If you're attractive male, if you're not attractive, then it's just like two ugly people, whatever. Y'all just make some ugly kids or whatever. Yeah. But if it's like one, you know, you've been in relationships like that though. Or been around in public with someone that is maybe not like outwardly.
No, I've done that. I think that's like what I was saying, where it's like your range is judges because we've been taught from such a young age to immediately look at people and know what their thought processes are behind their choices.
So is every love different to you, or is it just okay? So, but your love, is your brand of love the same, or I guess it's growing, like, or you're realizing it more?
I learn how to love better each time.
Yeah.
So like, not only is the person that I'm gonna experience love with gonna be different each time because it's a different vessel and a different expression of the divine love towards me, but I also, with each one, am being broken open and then learning how to love more raw, more vulnerable, more selfless and unconditional. So like after my first breakup, the first one, man, the first love, after that first love, I don't know, I was like sad and like broken up about it, but I immediately was like, I'm gonna have more love in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so many loves in my life. I'm not really gonna be like, I'm gonna have that one. I'm not gonna say that about myself. I'd rather be, because after that one, I was like, let me be realistic. That was a love. Like, I don't really know if we should get back together again because we're definitely like going different paths. So my next love is gonna be different because I'm gonna be a different person and it's gonna be with a different person. And as soon as I realized that, I wasn't even sad about the breakup anymore because I was just like,
that's what I mean. Like,
there's so much variety out there. Like, what is there even to get sad about?
If you're with someone that's constantly evolving, then it's like waking up to a new person every day anyway. And you yourself as well, you know what I mean? But if you're with someone that is constantly trying to stay in a place, it's different, yeah. You know what I mean? So, okay, so what would you say is your biggest strength?
Why am I only answering these questions?
Yeah, I mean, because it's still, I mean, if you can give them back, I'm saying that.
You're just like, here's the next question.
I mean, because they've already heard me say a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, what is your biggest strength or your biggest weakness? Like, yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, my biggest strength.
I feel like a biggest weakness is an overused strength, typically, from my experience. Something that I abuse.
That makes sense.
Overworking in some way, leading me to not being able to work.
Honestly, that is a good point because now that you said it that way, honestly, my strength and my weakness can be how like personable I am. Because it could be both. Like, because I love talking to people and I can influence people, but then I also can spend too much time doing the talking versus like I should be doing stuff in real life. And I'm just like talking to people that need help, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you you
got. Let's just be real. Sometimes you need to be like,
you can't give them an empty cup.
Yeah, like so. But I can get really into it because I love that connection with people. That's what I live off of.
Share what runneth over.
Yeah. So, but like, so that's also my greatest strength is I'm really articulate and I am clear cut in my boundaries, and I've always been very strong, like vocalizing my needs and what I believe in, and advocating for other people and like standing up for them. And so I would see that as a strength of mine. You know.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. No doubt. Word. Yeah. So.
And I'm a fast learner.
You flexible. Yeah. So I mean, so what's it like being around other conscious people? Like, what's it like being around me or anybody that is what other people might deem conscious?
It's just so much easier to be human because shit can happen and you're just like, that was you being human. Like, we're cool still. Like, we can talk about it and like we can talk about it and it not be like a big thing. Like the thing with that is everyone says open communication. No, that's not important. It's effective communication.
Yeah, and I can feel the
because
pressure.
Open is people are like, I'm just gonna slang whatever comes to my mind out because it's open communication. I'm like, nah, those are like swords that you're throwing at people. Yeah. So that's actually hurting people. I don't advocate for just open. I say open and effective.
I feel
like you have tools. Use them.
For me, if people aren't in control of their thoughts, they're not controlling their breathing.
That's true.
They have these sharp ass thoughts all the time, and I feel the pressure from them. And like, it's to me, I just I'd rather not feel that pressure. You know what I mean? That's typically how I navigate. If I can feel somebody mistreating themselves internally to where their thoughts are now pressuring me because I can feel it like empathetically. That usually that's usually how, I don't want to say it bothers me, but that's usually how I know when people aren't aware.
I feel like a discord.
Yeah. Because
I'm really empathetic. So still, even at this point, like sometimes I don't think about it. Sometimes I thought I got way better, but I also don't spend as much time around all these kinds of people anymore. So like I'll go out places and sometimes I get insecure. And I like, because people are like looking at, I didn't realize, but like my best friend explained it to me the other day. She's like, Angelica, it's not you. It's like, that's how these people feel when you come in the room because your aura is so big and like you know yourself. They feel that way. They look at you, transfer the energy to you, and you pick it up. And then you think that you're insecure about yourself, but they're insecure about you. And I was like,
yeah, you breathe it all in. You're breathing in insecurity.
Like, that clicked. So like she just told me that like 2 weeks ago, guys. Like I still go through these things. Like it's a thing that you just are healing.
The Tao's infinite.
So that was like a big thing. Like being around conscious people, I don't pick it up like that because everyone knows that it's like everything's on you. Yeah. So like my best friend and I, like for example, like that's like the best one I could give an example. Yeah. Go ahead. Best one I can give an example of.
Still rolling.
Is because we can have really human emotions and something happen and we don't show up for each other the way that we wanted to, and we can just talk it out, and like we're that kind of friendship where no matter what happens, we're gonna be able to see each other as like way beyond human. I love you way beyond this lifetime. There's no need for you to explain yourself to me. Like,
yeah, it's like judging somebody.
I'll be upset because I'm a human too for a couple hours. We're gonna talk about it and then we're fine. And I love you and I hope you know that you can stay and do whatever and I still love you. And like that's that unconditional.
But that's what I mean. That's the unconditional. You reconcile with yourself. You're being more gentle with yourself. So
you can be that with other people.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's how it feels. It just feels easier. Yeah. It just feels easier.
The judgment.
The flow. The judgment. Yeah. Everything's like.
People are judging themselves all day and outward, then so they have to outwardly judge everything, and you like living amongst that.
I just enjoy that when people like, because it's you just know that people are aware. Like you just know that there's intention there. That's like the biggest thing is that this person's moving with awareness and they have some sort of intention for what they're doing, and that's more than 80% of the population in what they do. So it's like when you're near conscious people. It's fun. Like you can talk about cool ideas that you guys been thinking about. You can find like little meanings in like the smallest metaphors of life, and just like treating each other kind. Like it's rejuvenating. It's refreshing instead of like being around people where you might have to really, really regulate your own energy around them, and then it's exhausting.
Yeah, I don't
it's like one-sided. It's like one-sided. You gotta try to like handle their thing. Like they're probably expressing a lot of stuff to you. You're trying to just like reflect questions back so that they can see. Like I don't really agree with you, but I'm gonna hold space.
Yeah, I don't talk to people. I try to ask the right questions so this shit is apparent. Like I'm like, so do you think you should feel this way? Do you think the world this is this way, or like I ask the correct question. I feel like if it's not apparent to you, you're lying to yourself in the silence.
Yeah, so then you plant the seeds and then you like part ways. So in the worst of the situations, like if I really am not vibing with someone and they're draining me, I'm gonna leave. But it's gonna be after a situation like that, or like also self-care is knowing when to get up and go from someone.
Yeah.
Just because you're woke doesn't mean that you are gonna be able to be around people and that's good for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. You want to definitely. No. Yeah.
You're not.
Respect
you don't need
your
to
energy.
be around someone that's like yelling and questioning your life every day. And,
honor your energy.
Projecting onto you, like you don't need that. And no matter how insightful you get, like you're still not gonna want to just sit there.
Just give
like,
it away.
Yeah, like you're not gonna want to just sit there and be like taking all the stuff from other people.
They're just eating all that clean energy. At that point, it's a parasite in your life, just eating.
Yeah, so that's when you have to realize when other people are like literally feeding off of you.
Yeah.
I enjoy working with more conscious people but there's also levels of conscious people because there's, like we said, there's levels of like consciously you get it. Practice wise, integration wise, you're not there yet. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of regurgitation of ideas.
Yeah, because I mean, like the pinnacle.
It's not knowledge until you've done it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not at the pinnacle where I'm like, I stopped speaking. You know what I mean? I'm not eating anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not at that point. I mean, I haven't eaten in 4 days now. At this point.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't mean that about that. I just feel like sometimes, we don't eat sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, with conscious people, you don't have to speak. It's like the Wild Hu Ching thing, like when he was like, yeah, you can master the mind and master telepathy, but you won't be able to communicate with the person that is beyond the mind, that doesn't have a mind anymore, that doesn't identify with that. Like, so yes, that's the great thing about conscious people. I feel like we're both listening to the silence, and it's like anything coming down the pipe, we just be both like,
so there's levels. There's conscious people that know a lot of things, and like, cool, we could talk conceptual for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's still love drama, and they still love getting themselves in the world, and they still love like attacking people when their views are challenged, and I'm just like,
very, very few practice. The departures from the Tao.
You know so much, but that's the thing with me is like I'm never trying to be like that.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm actively practicing, and I admit when I make mistakes because I still make mistakes, and I'll like constructive criticism, give it to me. Like even if it hurts my ego, like that's the other thing about my best friend. She taught me how to listen. I thought I was a counselor. I talk too much. I'm not that great listening. She's the best listener I ever met in my whole life. And she taught me how to listen because like I cared about her so much that when I would interrupt her, she would just be like, hey, you're doing that thing again. Like, and I would be like, oh God, like I want to change because I love you. Like, I want to know how people receive me because I don't want to put that kind of imprint. Like I want to know what kind of imprint I'm giving people. And if I can impact them in a positive way. So like constructive feedback and being cool with that and like letting your ego die a little bit. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep defending yourself when like shifts need to happen.
Okay. So
like some conscious people still love drama. I can't hang out with you that much. Because I'm in that space where like I don't. Like I was just in a space with someone where when they wanted to communicate with me, he would get to yelling and all these things, and I'm like, I don't want to get there, dude. Like I just am over that part of my life.
That's just because it's deeply rooted in like people feeling like when you're an infant and you become emotional, you get attention and you get caught. And if that isn't fixed, then that becomes alcohol or whatever triggers emotion, and then people are just going into an unconscious state because that's how they solve problems.
I mean, also their nervous system is addicted to the drama.
Starch is
and I feel like at this point people think that if people don't get that worked up about something, they don't care. It's like a thing that we think like, oh, you're not freaking out as much as me, like you don't care as much. And it's like,
do what you can. Yeah, I like to just do what you can while you can. I'm not about to, I can't bear the weight of the world. Yeah, I can't bear the weight of the world. But
because like at the end of the day, like I feel like fighting comes from blaming other people.
Yeah.
So like.
The blame
we
never
can have
ends.
the talk,
the
but at the end of the day, it's me, so I'm not going to yell at you because in 10 minutes I'm going to realize I need to go sit over there with myself, and then I'm going to come back and be like, it was all me, it was all me, it was all me.
If the result
as long as you recognize that your part is all you, which most conscious people do, which is why it's beautiful. Like, you have an altercation, you're a human, you separate, you breathe it out, you do whatever, you stretch it out, you think about it, you come back and you're like, hey,
Yeah, no, definitely.
That was me, and then you'd be like, it was also me, and then we're like, cool, I'm glad we worked our own stuff out. Because I don't need to work anything out for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you worked out what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that I worked out what I needed to. Now we can be around each other again.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the results of your life, like, I'm not responsible for them, then you have no power. It's just,
we've been taught, that's what we've been taught, is that other
power.
People, like, we don't know anything about ourselves. That's why doctors exist. Like, that's why the whole thing is everything. Like, when I went to the doctor and they were like, no, I was like, I'm tired of not knowing anything. I'm tired of going to the doctor every time something happens. I'm tired of Googling every hive that I get.
So you enhance yourself with perspective, and now you trade your perspective. And you should be,
you should just be self-aware,
compensated for that exchange, right? I mean, so you do, like, as far as work, your field work would be, again, because practice would be working too. So you were consulting with people and I guess seeing people. Like
I like to call myself a holistic wellness guide. Because I don't really think coaching is the proper connotation.
You got any books, anything? You gonna write any books, anything like that? Anything coming? Or you just
have
do these
retreats.
videos? Yeah,
I have these 2 retreats coming up. I have a website, sourcenectar.com, where you can find out about all these things.
Sourcenectar.com. And so let's just shamelessly plug at the end here. So Source Nectar on Twitter, on Instagram,
with a underscore.
Okay. So Source_Nectar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But on every other platform, it's just Source Nectar, straight through.
Okay.
And then also website, sourcenectar.com.
Search 2020 Tantra on Amazon. That's it for me. ROYALT512@yahoo.com to contact me. Rewind it. You don't need me to say it twice. Rewind it. But I don't know. That's it for me. I guess unless you want to ask me a question.
So many questions.
Yeah, I berated you.
This was like all me. You like commented.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
Yeah, no. I still you could give me something then.
I don't
know. See, now I'm slacking. Now I'm the one slacking.
No, it's good. I think it went good. Yeah. I don't know.
They need to know you because you're like Veronica Corningstone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, like, I've been doing the news for however long, but now all of a sudden they want to, you retweet me, and they all want to know now. And they're like, Source Nectars. You know what I mean? But nah, you do your work, man.
We do different work. Yeah, same work, different work.
Yeah, I mean.
Everyone gets different people to
I
work
can't
with.
take nothing away from you. I wouldn't even try to. I'm just joking.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah. I would say, I would advocate, check her out on
check him out.
Twitter and all that. Yeah. So.
Check us both out.
Yeah. Right? Holistic. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm good if you good. I don't know if you got any questions for me or anything that you want to say.
At this point, it's a long video.
Yes, but still, they want more. I bet you they want more. They've been looking at you for however many minutes. They still like drooling. So, I'm just saying. But yeah, 2020 Tantra and Source.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You got it.
I don't know. I'm over. I can't do the question.